You're listening to Radio Taiwan International. This is Geek Out, and I'm your host, Michelle Chang. What's your cup of tea? What tickles your fancy? Or what floats your boat? Join us as we share passions from people in Taiwan and around the world. This is actually part 2 of Chris Carnahan.
Hi, I'm back.
You're back. We're geeking out about nerd stuff. Last show was about TTRPGs, right?
It was.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
TTRPGs, and then we started to talk about streaming a little bit, live streaming.
Yes, absolutely. So live streaming, you have a channel on Twitch.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
I will. Okay. So yeah, we have a small little channel. We have a great little community. It's fun. We stream on a channel called Carney Sideshow with Michelle here. We were playing some TTRPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, and we also have art shows sometimes, and I believe we had singing once or twice.
Oh my goodness.
Cooking,
Sometimes,
painting.
yeah, video game streams.
One of our viewers joined our stream to build stuff, basically for viewers to win later.
Oh, right. Listen. Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to
I was going to
Listen.
say DM screen.
Man.
Dungeon Master screen. It's something that the Dungeon Master for games uses, and it was incredible. It looked like a leather-bound book, and it would probably resell for like $100.
It would.
Yeah.
Handmade stuff. Handmade beautifully out of wood and leather, right?
Yeah.
So right. Great variety channel, guys.
Right.
So for those of the listeners who don't actually know what Twitch is, you go to twitch.tv.
Yeah.
And it's basically a site where you can watch live streams and or just click on shows that are over, but you can they're recorded, so you can still watch them, of people doing various things. Twitch got most of its fame from video game streaming.
Yeah. Still does.
It still does. There's most people on there stream video games while they play them. But we're seeing more and more people do TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games.
Yeah.
You're actually also I've been on Chris's channel, but you're the host.
Right.
So you're the guy actually behind the computer. I've seen his rig. It's very interesting. It's I'm kind of a tech dummy, but Chris has got a room. First of all, it's a game room where there's a big table, and us players sit around this table. We have cameras pointed at us,
Right.
and he's standing at his station, his dungeon master station. And tell us about what exactly do you need to do your stream?
To start streaming?
to
Well,
host.
yeah, that just depends on what you want to do. Some people, they just whip out their phone and they can start
Really?
streaming. Yeah. Actually, it's really popular, especially, I don't know why, but streams in Japan, like people just walking around Tokyo. I guess everybody's interested.
Dude, I've watched YouTube videos of just people walking around,
Right?
and it's actually really
It
interesting.
is kind of interesting, right? And I've seen some people do it in Taipei. They like to talk more than the people that do it in Tokyo for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe.
It's cultural. But but like some people just do that, or they just film themselves talking. You just need a camera, a webcam, and a computer. Of course, if you go the video game route, you might need a couple more things. Like takes a bit more to run that processing power. But for us, because we did hard mode, we like to do TTRPGs. So we needed, how many cameras do we have? Three cameras.
Are there just 3?
4 microphones.
Okay.
Or 5 microphones. 4 microphones.
Yeah.
So we had the sound, the mixer, the interface, all that stuff.
Don't forget the lighting.
The stands, the
yeah,
lighting.
we need lighting as well.
Lighting, yeah. And the room itself, we had the soundboard put up on the walls behind the fake dungeon tiles. It was a process.
It's a thing. That was the hard mode was the best way to describe that. All right, but what you're looking at on your screens, like, are there specific software programs that you would like to suggest for people?
I think most people will know that if you're going to start streaming, you're probably going to use OBS. It's free, and they have it built into Twitch applications now. Certain ones like Stream Elements and another Stream something. I forgot what it was that I don't use. But it's easy to use. Twitch has its own program now. It's super easy to use.
Okay.
It works really well. That's if you go on Twitch, because YouTube's also doing it. Facebook is also doing it, and you can get paid from those places too.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, at this point, the two of us have played many, many games, both streamed and not streamed. So obviously, there can be huge differences between playing in real life, just a regular game with friends, versus trying to stream it.
Oh man.
Yes.
But it's actually really fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
Well, okay. It depends though. Like we talked about last time, how for us, immersion is some of the biggest fun out of a TTRPG. You don't get that necessarily when you're streaming.
No.
So if you're like like we talked about Critical Role, they ignore the streamers because they have 70,000 people watching. When we have like 20, 22, we used to have like 100, something like that. Anyway, when you have viewers watching and actually talking to you, it's hard. You can't just ignore them.
Of course. Well, I actually like the fact that we are very interactive.
Right. That's part of the fun about streaming, right? But they also make a lot of choices, or they throw like, they have the option in our games to throw like random lightning bolts at the players and perhaps kill their character. So it's fun. It's more about the community. It's more about entertainment in that situation.
Right.
And just like interacting with people and like having a really good group to just play with and hang out with. We also off stream, like the people in the community will play video games together, or just like sometimes we had people watching the World Cup together or rugby together. Like it's all kinds of stuff.
But yes, I think you're absolutely right. When we do stream our games, it's less immersive because we're obviously just we're watching the chat, and we are concerned about things that might happen outside of the game that will affect us in game, the characters. But yeah, no kidding. There have been random lightning bolts.
Yeah, or sometimes
and also healing. People do give us a lot of help.
Oh, it's so annoying as a dungeon master, like because I've had 2 bigger campaigns where it wasn't just like ridiculousness, and like at the end there was a character in both campaigns that was going to die for sure, and then chat comes in and saves them. I mean,
and no, you cannot die.
yeah. So, but it's fun. It's fun like that, and it's really just about I guess doing it for the viewers and having fun, making the family.
But what is like the greatest, say if you had to think about like the greatest challenging difference between sitting and playing with friends just in a room, just by yourselves and being immersed in the game versus trying to stream?
I don't know. It depends. Like for me, I feel like if there's ever a slow moment, you're kind of letting the viewers down a little bit. For example, if like you have to look up something, a rule.
Oh, okay. Guys, that does happen a lot.
Oh my, it's just
D&D and other TTRPGs can be very crunchy.
They can be, yeah.
We played Cyberpunk.
Oh
my goodness.
Oh, that's right.
We did it. We did a couple episodes of Cyberpunk. What is it? Cyberpunk
2077?
Yeah, 2077.
Cyberpunk Red.
Cyberpunk Red. And that was probably the crunchiest game. And by crunchy, I mean I'm really bad at math, and there were way too many numbers.
Yeah,
so many rules. That sometimes we had to actually pause and look stuff up.
Yeah. I think in that case it was more entertaining.
It was.
Because the viewers are like, oh my, you're stopping again? Are you stupid or something? But it was
watching our ineptitude.
But it was fun. Like the actual game itself was pretty good.
It was.
Yeah.
And I think also because it was quite... Okay, guys, when we're talking, most people play Dungeons and Dragons, they play in your classic fantasy world, where there is, there's magic and dragons and orcs and goblins and stuff like this, right? Mm-hmm. But Cyberpunk Red, the version we played, actually is like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
That we have watched.
It's like Blade Runner.
Yes, thank you. That of countless versions of this universe, this modern universe, with things that I think are more familiar to us, like electricity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much easier to visualize.
Speeding vehicles, bombs,
a gun
right?
versus like a magic bolt or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
So I found that really fun. Even though it was crunchy, it was quite immersive.
Yeah. So for streaming like that, it really depends what people want to watch. So a lot of channels that do the similar thing to us, they'll watch because they like the boring parts. They want to hear like people be calm and talk about the rules of Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. And then for like video games, like you really have to be very entertaining, but mostly you have to be really good at what you're doing. Like you have to be the top.
My husband watches video game streamers.
Yeah.
I don't know any of their names. Oh, right. Wait, Choco Taco?
Okay.
Right. Is it only because he has a camera pointed at his cat. That's the only part that I was really watching. But yes, he's very entertaining while he's playing because they are also talking while they're playing. Well, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
It's very.
I mean, that's the thing is they've just done it so long that they were already like number one in competitions or whatever, and then like they're just so comfortable that they can talk.
I've always been curious about when you get to that level of viewers, how much money are you making, like doing video game streaming, right?
Some of them, the top people are making millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars, right? But do you feel like, besides, say, Critical Role, the general Twitch channel, I don't think is making any money or making very little?
Oh, typically no. But it's the same thing with YouTube or any entertainment, right? Like musicians, starving artists everywhere.
Right. Yeah. Starving gamers.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, Twitch is if if you're looking to do it, don't look to make money, right?
Right.
It's just like, it's really to build like a community, kind of like hang out with people that do the same thing you do. You're most likely not going to get many viewers.
Right.
You need to have entertaining content to put on YouTube or something else, Facebook or whatever. You need to kind of make a whole thing out of it.
Yes.
And that's if you really want to do something like that, right? For us, it was mostly like we were playing games and we're like, hey, let's put it on Twitch and see what happens.
Yeah.
And
like you said, you chose hard mode doing that.
Yeah, we did. But it was really fun.
Yeah.
At the peak of, the pandemic and where D&D was, we were doing pretty well. We had quite a big number of viewers. We got to about 30th in the world for D&D category.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. So, which is pretty good. And we became part of a big kind of like D&D group.
Bigger community, right?
Yeah. And it was fun. It was really fun.
You inviting me to come play in one shots was very interesting for me because, like I said before, I'm a tech dummy. I had no idea about this entire I had hardly even watched like Critical Role on YouTube.
Okay.
So I actually didn't know very much about the streaming world, but I do love the fact that it has brought a lot of people together.
Yeah.
Right. The Twitch Carney Sideshow crew is on Discord. You have your own Discord channel?
We do have our own Discord. I think this is the thing is like, we're pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
And this is definitely a younger crowd for the most part. Like, but I don't think they should be overlooked. Like these communities, there are like ancient creators on Twitch doing amazing things. Like there's a grandma couple that like, they play ukulele together or something like that.
So adorable.
It's really cute. And they have a lot of followers.
Oh, okay. You have to send me that.
But if you're like, yeah, I will for sure. Or there's people just like carving or whatever. There's so much variety that actually people want to see. And I think a lot of people dismiss it because it's too young, but it's not really true. But even if like, okay, I'm going into like a marketing mode or whatever now, but if you're a company or whatever, you shouldn't overlook those communities because that's where everything's moving. Everybody's moving off of Facebook. So where are they going? They're going to private places like Discord, private servers, or they're going to smaller channels on Twitch. And then like they're following those people on YouTube. Like it's a huge market actually.
Yes, absolutely. I'm seeing the numbers dropping on Instagram as well, and they're definitely headed to communities like Discord. Let's describe Discord for those who actually don't know it.
Yeah, sure. Well, Discord is basically a place where you can create your own server, right? Your own server channel. It's a private server where you can invite friends, and then you can create a whole bunch of different categories in that server. It's like if you've ever used like what is that called? Bulletin board? No, that's not right. What are they called? Those chat forums.
Oh, right.
Forums.
That's forums. Oh, do we remember forums?
Wow.
Man.
Like the old school forums, you have like a menu, and you have like all the different categories and you pop into one or whatever. But it's like, it's old. It's like,
school.
Old posts.
Yeah.
Like you read through a post, this was like a couple of years ago. There's still forums around, I guess.
There's still forums around.
But like Discord is like, that's the thing with the newer communication is like, everybody's just like, everybody forgets what happened like 10 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
So Twitch, like none of that chat is recorded, whatever, like it's gone forever, but everybody's in the moment. Same with Discord. It's a forum, kind of. It's a server, but nobody's asking like questions. People are just talking. They're hanging out.
Although I can't imagine that there are some Discord servers where it is a very much, question and answer oriented
There are
place.
channels. Yeah, there are channels that have, there are servers with channels dedicated to big questions.
Right.
Yeah. But most of the time, the community is just hanging out in one of the channels, like the general channel, talking about whatever.
Yeah. So your Carney Sideshow channel is, for example, I love the topic of the day. That's actually a bot.
Yeah, it is a bot.
Right.
Yeah.
So topic of the day is okay. So for your own Discord channel, you can choose to server. You can add bots that do things.
Yeah.
And there's like a million different kinds of things that a bot can do. Everything from like if you actually did want to play Dungeons and Dragons online in a Discord server, there are bots that help you roll dice.
Yeah.
And keep track of characters that you've created on other apps in order to import into your Discord. But topic of the day is just very silly, and it's just all it does. What does it do? It just asks a question.
It just has like a list of questions that it just generates a random question every morning.
Yes, every morning it'll ask a question. What was the most recent one?
Today's was, if you could slow down time, what would you do?
Oh, I've actually, I didn't answer that right away. Usually I have something right off the cuff I can say, but for that I have to think about it. If I could slow down time, what would I do?
Yeah.
Sleep
more.
Sleep.
Yeah. I put literally
But that's the boring
everything.
answer.
I would always slow down time because it could just help you do literally everything.
That's true, but combat turns in D&D though.
Oh no. Well, if you can slow down time, you can speed up time too.
That's true. If you can speed up time, that's the stuff that you kind of need to get through.
Right. But yeah, the other channels are fun. I mean, that's the bot, but we have like, there's channels to post food pictures, which somebody just posted a really delicious looking cake that they made.
Oh, man.
Or there's like the crafting channel where people
I enjoy the
post their
pet
stuff.
one.
The pet one, yeah.
Yes, the
pets.
pet one.
Of course.
Absolutely. And of course, there's Discord also provides voice channels and the ability to video call.
Yeah.
So, you could totally get together a group of friends on that app that you have to download separately on your computer. But I feel like it is more efficient that way than running something like a forum through a web browser.
Yeah, for sure. And much like Twitch, it was designed for gamers. Like they want to talk about games and play games together. So that's why they have those video channels and stuff.
Right. But I do think because it was designed by gamers and it does still look like a platform that's used by, us nerds, it can be intimidating.
Yeah.
So
Discord is hard at first.
At first. But I do feel like we stay young if we have to learn something new every day.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Right. So Carney Sideshow, the community, I think is markedly, it is notable. The group of people that you've gathered together that just initially just started watching the games that you play has evolved into really supportive, a wonderful,
such a good group.
They're a family.
People are so cool. Yeah, they're really cool.
It's super cute.
So yeah, we've because we stopped streaming for a bit. Like most of the I guess the acquaintances you can call them have kind of drifted away from the server, which is fine. But like what remains is like such a good community of people. Like they have a lot of them have split off into other private servers of their own,
of course,
where they talk and play games because maybe they live close together or something, or they have very similar topics. Like we have one group of people that plays Sky, Children of Light. Right. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, I've heard of it. Haven't played it.
Yeah, they literally broke off to another server that they could just talk about that with, and they all met on our channel, which is great. I think that's really cool.
Yes, very.
And then we've had tons of like other split away games of TTRPGs. Like we have one going offline for a game called Monster of the Week.
Yes, Monster of the Week is fun. Guys, if you don't know about Monster of the Week, it is played with just 6-sided dice. And it is modeled after those episodic TV shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, exactly. Or Supernatural, where like every week you get a Scooby-Doo. Where although it's never really monsters in Scooby-Doo,
true,
it's always some dude in a mask.
Right. Only the movies,
right? Where every week you get a new episode of tackling, monster challenge, right?
Yeah,
yeah, ghost fighting or something. Super fun. I actually have a couple of friends flying into Taiwan. That I have never met in person. I've met them on Discord only in this D&D game I play. They're flying in for 3 weeks.
That's so cool.
I know, right? So it's interesting. They're gonna be here. They're so excited. Nicole and Arrow, you guys are gonna love Taiwan. But yeah, it's because they hear me, talk this place up quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Like healthcare and,
I mean, that's all you have to say, really. If you're from the States.
Exactly.
Just say healthcare.
Yeah, just a healthcare alone. Anyway, so they're going to fly in. And it's just, my mom was so weirded out by this when I told her. I'm so excited because especially her generation doesn't understand that you could meet people and then become such good friends without never having physically met them
across the world, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think like that's leaving the business part aside. That's the other thing. This is where like socializing is going as well now. Is that you really want to find people that are into the same stuff you are.
Yes, indeed.
Then you need to find these communities.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, depending on where you are, you're not likely to find people that like the same things you do.
Right. The internet is a lovely, it can be really awful, it can be really awful, or a place where you just look at, cat videos. But it is definitely been a huge boon for us nerds.
Yeah.
Being so introverted, I feel like it's, you get to stay home and perhaps not wear pants, but still be connected to all of these
socializing in your underwear. Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Chris, for coming in.
Sure.
Guys, find him on Twitch at
Carney Sideshow. CARNI Sideshow.
Absolutely. And also on Discord by the same name.
It is the same name, server, yeah.
Yeah, come join the community. Find out why it is so interesting that how the internet has brought everyone together. Thanks for geeking out with me, Chris Carnahan, and thanks listeners for tuning in to Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang, and we'll be back next Thursday with another episode of Geek Out.